Hey guys, this is Hetu and welcome back to etlqalabs. So guys, today we will look at one of important question from interview point of view and also from concept point of view as well, right? And the question is based on we will try to see that the series of questions based on the foreign key constraint, right? So foreign key in Oracle, or I would say in SQL, that's what we can say, right? So what we will do is we will try to understand. First, what we will try, we will see a couple of scenarios, right? So once you understand this concept, I think you will be very comfortable with any sort of question with regards to foreign key, right? So that's the whole intention of this video, right? So the first thing is foreign key, right? Foreign key constraint. We already know what is foreign key constraint. I have already done video. If not, then just go and watch that, right? That will clarify you. But then in this video, we want to just do couple of things, right? So let's say I have two tables, employee tables, and I have department tables, right? So let's say employee table is having EMP name, EMP number, EMP name, and department ID. All right. They are the three columns, and department table is having department ID and department name. Okay, so these are the two columns here. Now, this particular column is primary key in this particular table, and here this is primary key. All right, and this is the foreign key, guys. Okay. So we know that why do we create a foreign key? Because we want to actually reference the value from other table, right? Based on so that we can have the valid values here, right? So for example, let's say there's an employee, right? So let's say employee table. What we will do here is let's say employee number, employee name, and department ID, right? Let me quickly recap it a bit so that you understand what I'm talking about. So one, let's say employee name is Adam, all right, and department is 10. Okay, department ID is 10. Similarly, let me put one more record, two more record, right? All right, so here is let's say employee ID 2, 3, and Karen, Scott, right? And let's say this guy belongs to employee ID 2, department ID 2, and this is 30, right? Now, this is the employee table, right? What I am trying to do is, so and I also have something called department table, and here is department ID and department name, two columns, right? So let's say I have 10, and here I would say IT, something like this, right? So let me just put it 3, 4. Okay. So let's say I want to just 20, 30, and 40. Okay. And this is let's say sales department, and this is let's say mm, let's say HR, and this is finance, right? All right. Just for our importance, not finance, right? Okay. Now what my intention here is, this is my table, right? And whatever department is here, let's say department ID is here. So if there is a new employee who is joining our company, the value should be basically out of from this thing only, right? So I just want to enforce it. So if somebody, let's say somebody is actually trying to insert 4, and let's say he says that Ramesh, right? This is one of the employee here, and he joined India. And then if I want to say 70, right? Should it be allowed or not? From your point of view, guys, tell me. No, right? Because we have only 4 departments, right? And this 70 does not exist. There is no department ID called 70, right? So, but if we are not going to put a foreign key constraint on this particular table here, okay, in that case, this particular field is free text. You are free to actually enter any value here, right? So you can enter value, and then in that case, this is wrong record, right? because there is no such department ID, right? So that is the whole purpose of using the foreign key. Foreign key, what it does is basically foreign key on a particular column restrict the value in that particular column uh, to limited to the value being referred from the other column, right? So for example, in department ID, I have 10, 20, 30, 40. Then here in department ID, which is foreign key in this particular table, can only have these values. There is no other values, right? So that is the reason we use foreign key. All right. So this is a constraint, right? Now, guys, what we will try to do, so there are questions. Now we will try to take up the questions one by one, right? So there is a question the interviewer can ask. Okay, so the first question is, can we delete a record from employee table? I mean, I'm just talking about this scenario, right? So let's say I have this, right? Can I remove this particular record from the employee table? Then the answer is yes, right? Because this particular table, okay, so this is fine. Answer is yes. First, another thing, guys, okay? So which table should be actually loaded first? Which table should be populated first, whether department table or employee table? This is the first question, right? So we can say which table need to insert value, employee or department, right? So the answer here is, guys, department. Why? Because we are actually, when we inserting the value in department employee table, we are actually referring the value from this particular table. So this particular table should be having the value first, then only we can actually add it here. Otherwise, it will give you some foreign key constraint violation, something like that, right? So we will see that practically. But the second question is, guys, so can we delete a record, a row from department ID, department table, right? Department table whose reference record is available in EMP. What does it mean? It means that let's say I have this particular record 1 Adam and 10, and here is this value, right? So if I go and I delete this particular value from the department table, should I be allowed or not, right? So this is the real thing that I wanted to cover, right? So this is the question, real question that you might come across, right? In interview, they want to check your understanding about it, right? So in this case, what will happen is, um, I mean, you tell me logically whether uh, whether we should be allowed to delete this particular record. Means this is the master table, right? We are referring all the records to populate this particular employee table, right? And in this case, if we are actually removing this 10, and then what should happen to this particular record, right? This should also get deleted or what, right? So guys, so this is the question, right? So there are by default, right? By default, this should give you error because this should not allow you, because if you are actually deleting it here, which means you are invalidating this particular record. That's the reason we should get foreign key constraint violation, some sort of error message, right? And it should not allow, right? This is one question, okay? So the question is by default, we shouldn't be allowed to delete rows from department table, okay? Or I can also say reference table, right? And this is actually referee table, I would say, right? Because it is referring referee table and this is reference table, guys. All right. Now, uh, so then, guys, interviewer can ask you, can you tell me that in any case, right? I want to delete this particular record. Is it possible or not? Okay. So the question can be, is there a way that I can delete rows from reference table. Yes? Then the question is answer is yes, there is a way. And this is the real question, guys, right? This is what's happening. Okay, so this is the real question. I mean, many people don't know about it, right? So that's the reason. This is the one I wanted to come actually on this question, right? So this is possible. So there is something when you create a table, you can actually put a constraint, or you can put a key, what do you say, clause or constraint, I would say, right? You can say on delete cascade. Okay. So guys, there are not only on delete cascade. Okay. On delete cascade, one thing, which means if you want to delete it, what should happen to this particular record, right? On this particular table, what should happen, right? So this is actually says that on delete cascade. Cascade means if you are removing it from here, then here also it should get removed automatically, right? So this is what we use actually on delete cascade. There is something else as well, right? So let's say tomorrow my department ID is changed to 500, right? In that case, I cannot still refer 10 here, right? This is wrong. In that case, I should also get updated. So this should also get updated, right? All my referee table should get updated, right? With this particular value. Let's say I am doing it 500 here. Tomorrow I'm updating it. Then this should also have 500, right? In that case, the constraint that I have to use while creating a table is on update, right? Cascade. Cascade means just simply do the same thing, right? Here also, whatever we do. So on delete cascade, on update cascade. So if you are updating it, it should also get updated here, right? Now, guys, on delete cascade, on update cascade, and then there is another constraint. Okay, we will look at some of them, not all of them, guys, but these are the very important one on delete cascade and on update cascade, and there is some more, right? So on delete, okay, on delete set null, okay, and there is one more called on delete set default. Okay, we'll not go too much into detail about it, guys. Okay, so for delete we have three here. Okay, on delete. Okay, similarly, okay, similarly for update also, right? There are same operation you can do here. So on update here you can just put on update, right? On update cascade, on update set null, on update set default, right? So these are the things happens, right? So this you should be aware of it, right? So the answer here is as possible using on delete cascade. Okay, while creating table. All right. So, all right, guys, I hope that you are able to understand it. Okay, I would want you guys to do some practice. I'll just show you one or two, and then after that, you can actually do the practice and you can actually, understand more about it. So, today, what we will do is we will not go into Oracle database, right? So, we will use actually MySQL today. Okay. So MySQL is another database, right? Currently it is part of Oracle, but then we will use it MySQL because this is also one of the very famous database, right? So we will just see. I mean, there is nothing much difference from the SQL point of view, the query SQL point of view, but it's just that few data types and all that we have to just manage it, right? So what I have done is I have already written some query, I think, okay? So I don't want to write it again, okay? I will just reuse that queries, okay, guys? So, okay, so what we will do is I have actually this particular database. So let me first go there. Use Hetu, which means actually we are going to use this particular database. Okay, Hetu database. Now it says that use Hetu and it says 0 row affected, which means we are inside the this particular database. Now, what I'm going to do is let me see if I have this particular. I will do one thing. I will copy everything. Okay, I think better. Let's see. I don't know whether these tables are still there because I tried it before, so maybe it will be there or not. I don't know. But for the safer side, let's drop it if it is. Okay. Okay. All right. It's dropped. Now, guys, what we will do is we will try to create. One second. Okay. So we will try to create this particular table. Okay. So the syntax is same, guys. You already know Oracle, right? So it's the same thing, right? So you see, create table EMP. But what I will do is I cannot create the child table first, as I said, right? Because I am actually referencing this particular department table, as I said, right? So we have to actually create first department table, right? So let me just copy it here, go here, and let's run first department table. And department table, it's same, right? So in Oracle we say number, here we are saying int, yeah, that's the difference. And otherwise varchar, we also have varchar in Oracle, right? So but for integer, for number thing, it's just int here in this particular database. But yeah, nothing much different, guys. Okay, so it says that table created right now. Now we have department table created. Now when we are referencing this particular, so see how we are actually using, right? So foreign key, and then we are giving the column name, this particular column name, right? And it is referencing the value of department ID from department table, right? So here actually this one, right? And what I have done is I have said I don't want to do it on delete cascade, guys. Let it be, okay? For now, I don't want to do any constraint here, okay? Now let's run it. All right, table is created. Now let's try to insert some values. Okay, I will just take it from here. Okay, so what, as I said, right? So let's try to insert some values first. What I have to do is let me insert first in department, because we are referencing department into EMP, right? Okay. Ok- all right, guys. Okay, now let's insert here these values. All right, now let me do commit. All right, everything is done. Now let's see if we have all the values here. All right, so we see perfect. We have all these values that we have inserted, right? And then let's see, we have department also. We got all of them. So we got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever we inserted just now here, right? So we have all these details. Okay. Now, guys, what did I say? How if I delete? What if I delete? Should I be allowed to delete record from department table? Let's say we already have record employee in employee table for 10, right? So let's try to delete this particular record, okay, from the department table. So delete from dpt, okay, dpt where dpt id equal to 10. Okay, let's try to see if it works. Guys, what it says, it's not able to delete, and it says something like that. See, it says cannot delete or update a parent row, because this is parent, right? It is referencing, it is the what you say, reference table, right? So a foreign key constraint failed. That's why it is telling, right? Because you already have the child record here in the EMP. That's why you can't delete this particular record from the department, right? Okay, as per this clause, right? Whatever we have actually, what we have written, right? So this is not allowed, guys, right? So this is what I said, no action, right? So this is what we can't do anything about it. Now the other question that I showed you here. So other question that I have showed you here is uh, how can I delete it then, right? How can I delete it? So I said, can I still delete it? I want to delete it somehow, guys. Okay. So can I delete it? So what I can do is I have to change this particular, what I have to do is I have to actually change this particular, I have to use on delete cascade command while creating the table. So now let me actually drop these two tables. Okay. Because I need to recreate this table to put that on delete cascade. Okay. So let me just say, all right, drop table, drop this. All right, perfect. Now let's try to create this. This is done. And here at the end, I'll say on delete Okay, on delete cascade. Okay, at the same time guys, I can say on delete. Okay, I can also put on delete, oh, on update cascade. Okay, on update cascade. Okay, on delete cascade, on update cascade, both the things I have put. Maybe I can say, okay, this is fine. I think on delete set null and all I can do. I mean, simple thing, right? So similar way you can actually put other clauses as well here, right? But it will not work when you put together. But yes, so for now let's try to just run it. Okay, this table is created. Now guys, let's quickly add these values, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is done. Now let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Very good. This is done. Now we have all the data. Okay, let's check it once. We have all the data here, and we also should have all the data in EMP as well. Okay. Yes, we have. Now, what is that I have said is on delete cascade and on update cascade. So, in previous case, it was giving you error when I tried to delete one of this record, right? Now, let's try to see. So, we have right now, we have 10, right? Adam 10 in employee table. Let me try to delete it from department, and then this particular Adam should be deleted from the employee table as well, because I have defined the on delete cascade. Let's see. This is okay, one row affected, which means from department we are able to delete. Let's see, we shouldn't have that one 10, right? So we don't have 10. Look, right now, let's see. Okay, let me just keep it here as well. One more for EMP. For EMP, let's see, we have a Adam or not. So look, we have Adam gone here from here, right? So that's the beauty about it, right? So if you want to delete really, then you have to put this on delete cascade. Means whatever you do in when you delete it from the master table or reference table, then the record should be the same action should be cascaded to the reference table as well, right? Referee table, in fact, right? Which is employee table, right? Now we will check whether this particular thing is also working or not on update cascade. So let's try to update one record. Okay, update dpt set dpt id. Okay, dpt id equal to what is that, 20? Let's say 20, where no, I will say 200 maybe. Okay, 2000, where dpt id equal to 20. Okay, we already have, let's say, department 20. Do we have department 20 here? We have, right? So this should be actually, this should be 200 at 2000, and then same 20 in my uh, employee also will be cascaded the same thing, right? Let's run it. Okay, this is done. Now let's see in department how it happens. Look guys, this is reflecting here. Let's see in department. Look in department also, right? It is reflecting, right? 2000. So this is what actually, right? So this is what on delete cascade and on update cascade does, right? Similar thing, what you can do is you can also, let me show you one more, okay? Maybe what is about this one? On delete set null, okay? So what I want to do this time, when I delete something, I just don't want to remove the record, okay? I just want to remove the record, like in the last time on delete cascade, right? So on delete cascade, it will actually delete all the records. But in this time, I don't want to remove the whole record. I just want to nullify this department ID as null, okay? So what I will do is, let me just um, quickly drop these tables and recreate again. Okay, perfect. Now I will just do it, and here guys, I'll say on delete set null. All right, which means when I delete it, one record from department, uh, for that particular department ID should be null in my employee table. Okay, now let's go and check what is there. Okay, we have, oh, oopsie, I just need to insert guys. Okay. All right, quickly. Let me just do it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now we are done here. Let's check it. Do we have it? Yes, we have it. Do we have it here? Yes, we have it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete, right? That's what I'm going to do here. Let me delete one. Okay, I want to delete department ID 10. Okay, from department table. Okay, now we have in department table we have it, right? So 10. IT should be deleted. Okay, that's what I am trying to do. So what will okay, so let's do it quickly, guys. All right, so this is done. Now can we go and check what is happening to department? So 10 should be gone. 10 is gone now here. What about employee? So what happens? Look here, the very beautiful things, right? So for this department ID, we did not actually remove this particular record, whole record for Adam, right? Because this was belonging to department ID 10. Rather, department ID actually was set to null, right? So this is what it is, right? So that's what it is. It says on delete, set null in the referee table. On deleting the record from the reference table, set null to the referee table, right? So this is what it is. Similar way, you can actually use this on delete set default or something on delete set null, on update set null, and all those constraints you can use it, right, guys? So this is very detailed thing I just told you, and I would say that you guys go and do the practice, and this is very rare thing. I think people do not know. I think this is, I would say, a bit of advanced thing, right, that I'm telling you from, at least from the ETL testing perspective, or maybe yeah, I mean, up to reasonably good amount of experience, people are not aware of all those things, right? So that's the reason I wanted to cover, and also I wanted to show you, that we should also know little bit of command about, MySQL as well, because this is also one of the popular database. Many times, in industry, when you go to companies, you might have to work on MySQL also, right? Not only Oracle all the time. But I mean, it doesn't make too much of a difference, right? It's the same thing. It's just that a little bit, not syntax even. I mean, I would say the keywords might be different, right? That's it. So that's all for this video, guys. And I really hope that all these questions you will be able to answer, I think, from the next time onward, right? And so that's the thing, right? And I'll see you soon with the next video. And guys, other thing is, I mean, I'm not getting motivation. Like I'm not getting lot of comments, or I'm not getting even good amount of likes from you guys, right? Are you not enjoying my videos? If you're really, it is really helping because I'm putting lot of efforts. I expect some sort of at least encouragement for me, right? So that I can do more and more video and good videos next time as well, right? But if you guys are not, liking, subscribing, or maybe you're not commenting on the videos, then it doesn't, I don't know like whether you're liking it or it's making any sense to you or not, right? So that's the reason it's very important. It's just a few seconds, right, for you. Just like it, and then you put your comments if you want to get any other details, you want me to cover any other topic, etc. But it's important, right, from your side also, right? So that will be a good thing. All right. That's all for this video, and I'll see you soon with the next video. Until then, God bless you. Bye.